Hi you all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I created this distressed mirror out of an old picture frame. Okay, so first I used an old picture frame that I used for a previous craft, and with my husband's help I removed the glass from the frame. Then I took contact paper I already had and I measured the length of the frame. And I cut the contact paper into 4 strips, making sure that I had enough room to wrap around the frame. Once I had my strips all filled out, I took the back of the contact paper film and I placed the sticky part of the contact paper onto the frame. I made sure I had the frame facing forward so that the marbled texture or look of the contact paper would then be on the outside of the frame. Now I could have painted the frame, but I opted to go this route just because I thought it would be easier for me. So when placing the contact paper onto my frame, I made sure I gave myself plenty of slack so that I can wrap the contact paper around to the back of the frame. I also made sure to put pressure on the contact paper while applying it, just so that I could remove all the air bubbles. And here I'm just pressing the contact paper down into the grooves of the frame as well. And I simply repeated this process for all sides of the frame. And what I did here for the corners was I made sure that I cut off the excess amount, and I just pretty much eyeballed it and just cut wherever I thought that the contact paper needed to bend in. Now this section here did not need to be perfect, simply because I will be folding the contact paper inward, and it really won't show because this will be on the back of the frame. And also the glass will hold the contact paper in place. So once I'm satisfied with the way the contact paper looks on the front, I flip the frame over and I just add the contact paper to the back. Actually, I press the contact paper to the back. So once I apply all the contact paper to the entire frame, I simply go back in and make sure that the contact paper is sticking to the frame. And again, I apply pressure and make sure that all the air bubbles are out. I also secure the ends the way I did earlier, is by cutting where I felt was necessary and where I feel the contact paper will fold. I found it easiest by cutting the corners so that I could fold the contact paper behind the frame. I cut any excess contact paper off, and again I just fold everything in and tape it to the back. This is just a close-up of the same thing I was doing for each corner. Right, so I'm taping the back, and once I press it down, I just cut off the excess contact paper. I flip the frame, and again I push down on the extra contact paper that I taped around the frame. And honestly, this was getting a little annoying because the paper kept popping back up, but that really didn't matter. Alright, so I then went in with my Rust-Oleum Mirror Effect spray paint, and I started spraying on a clean glass. I made sure to clean the glass with Windex, and I let that dry, and I just went to town with the spray paint. I applied a generous amount. I probably should have waited to apply coats, but I was a little impatient, and it was nighttime, so I wanted to go ahead and get it done as quickly as possible. Now, my intentions were to make this an actual mirror, but I made plenty of mistakes, and it ended up coming out quite distressed, and I was quite happy with the end result, so that's a good thing. And once I was satisfied with the way it looked, and I did let it dry, then I went ahead and proceeded to place the mirror back in its frame. Now, this was a bit challenging for me, and I ended up breaking the mirror, or the glass. And I was careful not to cut myself. And I did not ask my husband for help on this part, and I regret it, because I did break the glass, and I ended up just taping it with box tape, which put it together nicely, and which is a-okay with me. I then went in with the back cardboard that came with the frame, and I just put it back in place, and I made sure to be careful with it, not to push it any harder than I needed to. And once I put everything back in place, then the mirror was complete. Now again, I broke the mirror, so if you end up trying this, please be careful. The glass is very fragile, obviously, and if you don't have any help and you need it, please, I would suggest waiting, just because you can cut yourself. And this here is the end result. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.